Hey guys, how's it going? How you doing, guys? We're gonna get into today. We're gonna get in it today. Yeah, we're gonna get into business today. We're gonna talk about narcissism is a network. Hey T Jam, thanks a lot, man. Thanks T Jam. Thanks for your support. Appreciate it. T Jam's my biggest supporter. I got one viewer strong. Thanks T Jam. But we're gonna. Hey John, how's it going? Good to see you, man. And so this series is about narcissism as a network. And when you're dealing with your narcissist or your group of narcissists, you have to not look at them as an individual. You have to see that you are under attack by a network of idiots. I mean, and when they cluster together, they become dangerous. You know, um, and it's important that if you have engaged or in a relationship with a narcissist, that this person serves more as a receptor to receive all your private, intimate details and then broadcast it out to their network. So that's the function of the narcs in front of you, the narc, psychopath, or sociopath. That is more of an unconscious person that's simply mirroring you. And that's all it is. But while they're mirroring you, they're also gathering intel and very important information about you that they're then broadcasting it out onto this network. And whether you accept it or not, that's the purpose of the arrangement. That's the arrangement to put up a mirror to show you exactly what you want to see while they simultaneously extract from you and then broadcast everything out to the network around them. And when they do that, they become very valuable people because they can get the low down dirty on people, and then that becomes a currency for the other sick people to use to be more effective at targeting you. You know, and because it's a network, the targeting is specialized. They specialize in indirect targeting or targeting through third parties. And so it's a very sick and creepy behavior that these sick and disgusting people do, but they get behind your back and talk to each other and they plot and they plan. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that, do that. And they maintain secrecy. So that network has I've studied these networks in detail because I've lived around these sick people. And it's amazing how competent they are in maintaining secrecy amongst themselves. It seems like they can't go to work, they can't wash up, or they can't be responsible, whatever that, but they're very competent at targeting you, meaning they never let an opportunity go by without stiffing you. And there's something amazing about these people who present on the surface as being incompetent or disinterested and things like that, but they're very competent in targeting you and staying on you. Um, you know, so if you understand that your relationship with a narc is purely transactional and that the design of that relationship is a mirror and a suction device, it's a mirror and a suction device. That's all it is. That's all a narcissist is, a mirror and a suction device. Um, um, if you understand it, that then you sort of understand the relationship you're in. Now, why would someone set up some type of apparatus like this and engage with you like this? For people with empathy, or normal people, something like this never comes to mind. You never think about it. And so if it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not in your reality at all. And so there are a lot of things that these sick people do on a regular basis: skill building, sociopathic, narcissistic skill building sets that they teach each other to do. And they become very competent at these skills while keeping them secret amongst themselves, like the process of splitting, the process of intentionally separating you from some type of support system that you need. They are all experts at that, and watch how they go through that process of splitting. It's amazing. Even when you see them splitting in real time, they seem to have sort of like a surgical and clinical like a form of attention. I can imagine a surgeon would have to be very attentive for using a scalpel at such a small area. In the same way, these people seem as if they take on the amount of attention and concentration as someone who's skilled as a surgeon. And what they're trying to do is just trying to cause you harm by separating you from someone who will support you. That's what these sick people do. So because it's a network, if you're dealing with a narcissist, they chose you before you even knew that they are available, or knew who they were most likely. And not only them, but you had to be the perfect target for that network. And so the network goes through the process of filtering, finding, grooming people to sort of suck them into these narcissists to sort of make them more vulnerable, to the grooming. And so when you're dealing with the narcissist, they already have your retaliation plan set up, in place, rehearsed, distributed, and all of them understand exactly how they're going to react if you get out of hand. Out of hand means draw boundaries, right? If you draw a boundary with a narc, they attack you all the time, and they don't take long. I would say it may take 3 minutes at the max. Then they're fanatically out there trying to find some way to target you. So this is a serious issue. So if you're in a relationship with the narc and you try to leave or set boundaries, they always retaliate by using the network, right? If you insist on exerting your rights, or if you insist on drawing boundaries, or if you insist on letting your light shine, or if you sense of breaking out of the control of this narcissist, or eventually understanding that you can never appear in their world. No contact is the only thing that works, because you never appear in their world. Right? Once you start to do that, then it's going to be a huge problem for that narc and also the network, because you become a risk to them. They cannot have people stand up to them and then walk away, because it encourages other people to do the same. And narcissists control networks and people. You just don't know they're there, right? If you got away without being injured or damaged, then it may encourage other people, so it weakens. So that narcissist, with the help of the network, have to damage you. Now, if you have proper boundaries, meaning that you go no contact and you simply do not enter their world, or you simply ignore everything and don't engage, then the only result they have left is to try to make everybody around you believe that you are crazy. These people are sick. So they go to everyone you're around. He's crazy. She's crazy. He's crazy. She's crazy. And they do it all the way in the background. They do this for years. And they have to, and the purpose of doing that is for them to interfere with your relationships between the people around you. They're grooming people. So when they say that you're crazy, that's a part of a two-phase step. So first, you have a group of the network start to refer to the victim as crazy. So they're setting the framework up so that people start to believe that there's something mentally ill wrong with the person, right? Now, after the framework is established through this is reputation destructions, rumors, and things like that, gaslighting, and things like that. That framework allows all of them ample opportunities to create complaints about you out of thin air based upon the already accepted notion that you're crazy. So this complex where they start to reframe you to others in the background to try to get others to be less likely to engage with you or form relationships or talk with you. They do that. In the background. Remember, I described, the will and spoke strategy of the narcissist, psychopath, and sociopath, where they break the communication between all the other victims and everybody can only talk to them. I described this as the horse and buggy. The wheel on the buggy had a central spoke that I say that's the narcissist trying to be the alpha of the organization, and each individual spoke had a direct line of communication with him to her, but not necessarily with each other. And that's the main design of this exploitation model is that no one tells the victim what's going on. No one tells the victims what's going on, and people begin to engage with the victim based upon the distorted perceptions that the narcissist and their network or flying monkeys is setting up for them. And this is very dangerous because the goal is to target your relationships, to dismantle, to interfere with how you engage with people inside the environment, difficulty with how you're engaging with objects within the environment, misinterpreting, changing rules, complaints for, fake complaints and things like that through third parties in this network. So these sick people, when they gather together like that, can cause you a significant amount of harm, but they start trying to get away with it or minimize your ability to react to them by gaslighting everybody. So when you react, it's only validation that, hey, something is wrong with you. And let me tell you how sick this I work with people like this. And let me tell you how sick this behavior is. These people are so sick that even though you're in mental health, you spread rumors about people who are supposed to be mentally ill, and you describe it as gossip, not the person should get some help, because you are in mental health also, right? But people in mental health is still targeting victims like this and treating them as if they're punitive. And what is crazy, does the person have schizophrenia or bipolar or substance abuse problem and everything? It's a mental health condition that's treatable, but things like crazy is something else. And so you'll see that. So you have to be aware when you deal with these sick people, because they're doing that in the background, most likely, definitely. In this series of Narcissism as a Network, I moved my attention over there towards Hollywood and start thinking about David Chappelle. Now, David Chappelle is a very interesting comedian. Now, he started in, I believe, in the 90s, and he became very successful. I think he got a $50 million deal. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts saying Dave was going crazy. So let me look at Dave here. So here's a picture. I'm sure everyone know who Dave Chappelle is. Let me see this picture of Dave Chappelle right here. Okay, we know who he is. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Now, I just pulled something up here, Dave Chappelle. Why was everyone calling Dave Chappelle crazy in like the early 2000s? So remember this connection between Trump, Epstein, Diddy. Apparently Naomi Campbell was tight with Epstein, and Naomi Campbell is the one that brought Diddy in, and so Diddy got this position where he was able to sort of behave in a similar manner. With the Epstein files, it makes transparent the power structure and that we're living under, the freedoms they have, and how they're able to really infiltrate Hollywood and basically control and manipulate all the major characters. And so one of the things that's been noted in the history with African American cinema is that the power structures there would usually subject the male actors to humiliation by making them wear dresses. And so all of the major actors that came up in like the 70s, 80s, 90s had to dress up like women, and I think that this was part of that discussion. I don't think he said he didn't want to wear a woman's dress. And so I believe he turned down $50 million for that. And so, and the stress and all that stuff, and they were just referring to him as crazy and things like that. It was awful for him, But what happened is that I think he stood with his values. And I think because he let go the attachments of being a star or being in Hollywood or whatever, because he left go the attachments, I think he was able to do what he's doing now. I mean, speak up about everything and not be ashamed about it. Why? He didn't make any deals. I think if he were going to wear this dress, he probably would have been richer and probably would have been in a position that Diddy was. Or some, probably been a very powerful person. I think that these people who have the ability to shut down Congress and to do all this stuff, I'm sure they would have made him a very lucrative deal. So here, it says here, why did he go crazy? Because he did not want to play along with the media industry's evil schemes. He was punished for not sacrificing his principles and moral values for a huge sum of money that would mean that he would have to basically sell his soul. This is someone else's opinion and everything, but I think it's the same thing. Not selling your soul gives you freedom, and because you have freedom, you don't have to follow people's rules or their dictates. Here, this next one here. Sean Diddy Combs and Epstein. And so here's that connection between Epstein, which is Mossad, these very powerful ring, which includes presidents, ex-presidents in countries, and it includes a lot of very powerful people so far. Diddy's somehow connected to this circle, and so you can see how that influence is likely in Hollywood. Here is a video of a comedian dealing with the same thing. I forgot this guy's name, but they wanted him to wear a dress. Let me just here's how the dilemma went here. And basically, if you wear the dress, then you get the opportunities. If you don't, then you get blackballed from Hollywood. Check this out.
So what do you think? It's never been done before. 3 lovable drag queens driving cross country, helping middle America solve its problems.
Y'all want me to wear a dress?
Foolish. This isn't a throwaway role. You'll be carrying the emotional energy of the movie.
Man, it's not that I don't appreciate the offer, because I do, but
all we're asking you to do is to take the script home, read it, and make a decision. Then make the decision.
Foolish. There's a lot of money involved.
We're talking a major motion picture here, Foolish.
can't hurt. All right.
Okay, yeah, so we'll see that. We'll see. So that's the thing behind it, and I think this is sort of could be sort of used as a filter system for the social narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths that run or ran Hollywood. It's a way for them to identify the people who are unconscious, but yet motivated and unscrupulous, just like them. And I think I look at Diddy's career, and I don't think he brought anything of value to medicine at all. It seems to be all concrete things and just things that you don't want to listen to, have no value. But here, look at this. Look at all of the African American males who actually took the money and took the money. Tyler Perry. This is a guy who was in the 60s. I think his name is Wilson Flippett, something like that. Wilson Pickett, something like that. He played this lady called, I don't know, Big Mama? I don't know. Okay. Let me see. Okay, Martin Lawrence. Okay, Marlon Wayne, Marlon and Sean Wayans. Oh, Kevin Hart. Oh, Eddie Murphy. Ricky Smiley. Jamie Foxx. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. Oh, Chris Tucker. Chris in the Epstein Files. Wesley Snipes. Wesley. Big Mama. Yeah. Martin. Arsenio Hall. Tyler Perry. Flip Wilson. Okay, well, you got it. And so it seems like there may be something to it. Okay, so here now I went and looked at the prominent African Americans that spoke up about Gaza. Let's see if somebody's going to speak up about a genocide that this network may have some remote connection to. And so you say, who's speaking up about this? And here, I this AI search engine, give me a list of prominent African American celebrities that spoke up about the genocide in Gaza. Where is everyone? This is the historic list. You know what I'm saying? Angela Davis, she's been doing this for a while. He does this. Mark does this for a career. Who's Killer Mike? Okay, Killer Mike. Okay, Lauren. Lauren's gonna do that. Danny Glover. Okay, yeah. Where are all of the A-listers? Where are all where is it? Where are all our leaders? It seems like everybody's silent. I would expect Oprah to stand up or something like that. To someone to say something. Everything is gone. Everyone's silent. Now, but listen to Dave. Dave did something nobody else did. Dave is addressing the issue straightforward. Dave came up with called Space Jews. And Dave doesn't have to bow down, right? Dave is not attached to the things that Diddy's attached to. Diddy, I think he's probably trying to get that network to express its benefits towards him, to give him some more relief of the burdens he's currently having. He has to plead to them, but he's done. But Dave is free. It gives you an idea of the coercive impact of these sick people, these sick, awful people who gather together behind your back to try to cause you harm simply because they want to feel better about themselves. These sick people can have a devastating impact on your mental health, your financial, and everything involved in your life. And when at some point, you have to fight these people in order to separate from them and draw boundaries. And when they do, be prepared for everybody around you to think that you're crazy. These are the sickest of the sickest. You should never trust these awful, sick people. And let me show, and Dave Chappelle fought them. He won. and he has no fear. Remember that I'm not not a Christian, but remember that scripture that says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil." And that's him, and that's what he's saying here now. He came up with the same space Jews. Hold on, here he is.
I also saw a lot of videos of UFOs. I mean, what the fuck has been going on with that shit? These niggas are here. These UFOs keep coming to Earth, and it made me think of an idea for a movie. Sounds dumb, but hear me out. In my movie idea, we find out that these aliens are originally from Earth. That they're from an ancient civilization that achieved interstellar travel and left the Earth thousands of years ago. Some other planet they go to, and things go terrible for them in the other planet. So they come back to Earth, decide that they want to claim the Earth for their very own. It's a pretty good plot line, huh? I call it Space Jews. Space Jews.
Oh God.
All right. It's gonna get worse than that. Hang in there.
Look.
It's gonna get worse.
Now listen, that's the point of development. That's the point of human development, where you separate from the crowd and you become your own individual, and you exist in your own reality and peaceful coexisting with everyone else around you and everything. But you do have the capacity to defend and take care of yourself. Now, look at this. So these sick people form these malicious networks that remain hidden, and they try to destroy everything in your life behind your back. And they can have a very corrosive effect on your mental health because they remain hidden, but they're actually doing things in your environment that creates the emotional, psychological distress. Now, for the people who negotiate with these people, or the people who cross boundaries, if you cross boundaries with this narc or the people in the network, then you may have to go the Diddy, the woman in the dress route, because apparently they've gotten something on you, and if you leave, they're going to take a pound of flesh. Shannon Sharp, right? He went into a teenager's world. The teenager complained, and what are you doing? You don't supposed to be there in the first place, right? So the same thing with the narcissist and their network. You have to go no contact. The only way to do that, no contact, if you try to negotiate with them, you try to change things, you try to help them understand, that's only you playing an apologetic character in their role, and that's the only thing they see. They don't have any capacity to see anything outside of you playing a character in that role. So they don't see your life, they don't see your values, they don't see you. You don't have value. The only thing that exists is their reality. So if you cross your boundaries, if you don't maintain boundaries with these people, then they can use your behavior to target you, and that keeps you locked within their world. If you decide to draw boundaries and push back, then you're going to have another equally drawn out, protracted war. And that's when the people around you are going to start helping you understand all the things that they've been saying about you in the background, doing all these about that. It's just, these people are just sick, right? So if you decide to set your boundaries, then you're going to have to go through this period of time where they have you alienated from everyone. That's good, because you need to separate from everyone and build a completely new reality with none of these ignorant people a part of, none of these ignorant, sick people a part of it. And I think that's what Dave did. Dave went to Hollywood. They tried to do him. He wouldn't bow down. They came after him. They started vicious rumors about him, took his $50 million contract and had everyone talking about him. Then when it comes down to probably one of the most meaningful events in our human history, a live streamed genocide along with World War III, despite all of that, Dave stands up proud and bold, and he states his opinion. That's what we should be trying to attain. Well, I would think that's what I would want to be able to attain, because I think that's freedom. You know, he has freedom, right? Dave has health, right? So let me see if there's any questions. So remember, if they can't control you, if these sick animals can't control you, then they want everyone around you to think that you're crazy. Another thing, if you think about how sick it has to happen for an adult to engage with someone like that, this person's crazy, you can imagine that they're not normal, right? Now, if you close your eyes and imagine a person who would engage in something as sick as that, you would picture something that resembles a beast. So if you look at these actual people who do this, imagine them with their clothes off, and you have in front of you a beast, not a human, but a beast. These people look like beasts. They behave like them, all of it. They behave like animals, right? And it's important that you sort of understand where you're at, okay? So when they can't control you, they call you crazy. Okay, so let's see here. Hey, Doc, good to see you again. What's up, buddy? Good to see you again, Doc, buddy. Okay, is crazy the label used when someone refuses control? They love it. They have to find some way to devalue you so people don't trust your opinion and therefore don't agree with your reality. They're trying to build the biggest team to support their reality so they can expand it over everyone. The same thing Trump is trying to do through the X-Team files. He's using his organizational structure to control the messages and trying to overlay it over everybody so they can just shut up. But I don't think that's going to work. I don't know how he's going to do this. It'd be interesting. Okay, Max T. Hey, Max, how's it going? Can walking away from power be the ultimate form of resistance? Indifference. It's indifference. It can come or go. If it comes or go, it don't matter. The God is indifferent. Okay, whether you live today or tomorrow, the guy gonna still go on and do what God's doing without stopping at all, and he's not even gonna look at you or something like that. So walking away is a form of detachment, and detachment is all the power you have. Next, John, okay, how does the narcissism network respond to people who go off script? Call them crazy. Okay, so narcissists, psychopaths and narcissists mainly, but not as much psychopaths and sociopaths, because they may be more lone predators. I would think narcissists are like lions. They are like in packs, and I think psychopaths and sociopaths are like like cheetahs and stuff, like panthers, all by themselves, stalking prey, not in groups and things like that. I think they have like different traits, so the narcissist tries to be the head of the alpha of the organization, and then everyone else is will and spoke, so they get all the communication, they disrupt the communication between each other. So that's a very destabilizing strategy for anyone who's exposed to that sickness. So you wouldn't think that the people around you actually coming up to you with this stuff planned in their heads to bring you in, disorientate you, keep the real issues hidden from you while they extract values from you. You wouldn't think that people would intentionally do that, but they do that all the time. I mean, it's a plan to target you all the time. Okay. So if you are being called crazy by a narcissist or people behind your back, then that means that you are doing well. I mean, you got boundaries. I would encourage you, if it's gotten that point, it's a very dangerous situation for you to be in, because all of the reputations and rumors, they're going to be spreading them in areas that you don't have access to. like at your job, with your employers, with your supervisors, whoever is evaluating you. They make sure that they identify these people, and they make sure that they influence them so they can always look at you through the lens that they placed in there. So they basically go behind your back and start putting a lens on everybody. This lens shows how they want to view you, and however you react is taken in consideration through that lens. And so people can start complaining about you, start targeting you based upon things, misinterpretations that the narc gave them. Okay, so if there's not any other questions, it's 36 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up. And so I'm going to continue the series on narcissism is a network. And when they cannot control you, they call you crazy. Our next episode is going to be on Dracula and his crew. Narcissism, this narcissistic abuse, these networks that they set up are not new. Previous generations dealt with these same sick people. Like last century, like in the 30s, from the 30s, 1930s, all the way up to like the 1820s, there was a character known as Dracula, who emerged on the scene. And Dracula is thought to be the prototype of the narcissist in that period of time. Also, if we go back 2,000 years and things like that in the Bible, again, I'm not a Christian, but Jesus Christ also described people behaving as networks behind your back, and he described how they behave and how they act. I believe he called them the Pharisees and the Sadducees or something like that. So he described these people and how dangerous they are and their behaviors. And even if you go back thousands of years before Jesus Christ, other sort of spiritual leaders and things like that also spoke about the same type of behaviors of people during that time who have the same type of behavior. And they had names for them back then. They had very clear terms for people who behaved like that back then, so they can really identify and learn how to deal with them. So this issue with narcissism goes back throughout the entire thread of human history. So in my next series on Dracula and his crew, I'm going to try to help the person understand that you're not dealing with the individual right there who's smiling with that mask. You're dealing with a structure that's always tortured mankind, and you better give it that respect and run away. I mean, this thing, once you realize how deep this thing runs, this is the same force that they wrote about in Dracula, that Jesus talked about, that all these other very important people talked about. And now one of these, the node is in front of me. And what do I do? So hopefully the series will be helpful for you guys too. Okay, and so also if you're dealing with narcissistic abuse or this type of stalking from these sick people, you need to get help right away. But you have to make sure that your healthcare providers are completely separate and don't know anyone else, because they will call all of them and they will groom them behind your back. And if your doctors don't agree with them, they will threaten them. They will threaten to call, report them and things like that, all behind your back. So if you're dealing with this, I will be glad to help you out as your doctor or referring something like that. Just let me know. We'll be opening our online clinic soon, and we'll be opening our walk-in clinic soon. So we'll be able to take in more patients. Until then, it's a pleasure to see everybody. It's my pleasure. And Reed out. I'll see you guys later. Take care. My pleasure.